What is up, everybody? This is Lyle, No Hippie Trucking and Transportation, still coming at you from down by the training pad, soaking up all this motivation and everything. And it got me thinking about a story that a trainer had told me about a student quitting because they got scared of driving in the mountains. So I just wanted to kind of tell you guys, never quit and never give up. Not over that. Listen, if you go back to some of my older videos, if you go to my channel, click on videos, you can rank them in order of age. Go back to the oldest videos. You know, I have videos where I failed my CDL exam. I did not get a trifecta. I have videos where I mentioned that I almost quit driving through those West Virginia, Pennsylvania mountains on one of my first drive shifts in truck driving. I mean, literally, I was about to quit. And I had to put myself, I'm not going to tell you what mind frame to put yourself in to get through those situations, but I had to put myself in a situation mentally to where I was able to kind of push through that situation, because literally during that drive shift, I was questioning if I was going to be able to actually drive through those type of situations. And it really wasn't a situation that was all that demanding in retrospect. I mean, it was you know, the highway that goes between, forget the highway, it goes between West Virginia and Pennsylvania, and I literally had to think about that overnight. And to be honest with you, if you go back and watch those videos, I actually quit during that drive shift because I didn't think I could do it. Or not that I didn't think I could do it, I couldn't do it. I was like, my nerves had got the best of me at that moment. You know, so sometimes if you're thinking about this, I mean, there are gonna be times when this job is going to push you, primarily at the beginning of your career. I'm not saying that everybody's gonna get to a point where they're feeling like they may want to quit, but there's gonna be certainly times that you're going to be feeling uncomfortable about situations that you get in. And maybe you're not, you know, maybe you happen to be one of the few natural born super truckers out there to where, you know, nothing phases you out here. But I can assure you that there were plenty of situations that made me feel extremely uncomfortable. Like I said, even to the point where I was considering quitting. You know, those two states, West Virginia and Pennsylvania, those that stuck in my mind as the worst states ever. And now we look at it, you know, 2.5 years down the road, and those are, I wouldn't say that they're my favorite states to drive through. Well, West Virginia's not. Pennsylvania, I don't mind at all. But either one, you know, at some point it's just another drive shift. It's just another load, and that doesn't matter if it's snow, rain, wind, whatever. You're going to get to a point where all this becomes second nature. You know, there have been several videos where I've said that this is the easiest job that I've had. And I can't say that it's always been that way, because it hasn't. You know, if I was to really look back on the number of times that I actually was thinking about quitting. Now, the not passing the exam on the first time, that wasn't a quitting thing. But, you know, there were times when I was sitting out on that pad in Utah and that snow is coming down and we're out there freezing, and I'm just like, you know, that wasn't something where I didn't feel I was capable of doing it, but I was going through it at that point, and maybe some of you guys out there that have other options besides trucking can understand this, but I'm just sitting there and I'm just like, what am I going through this for? And I had to keep looking at the big picture. You know, I think that's what a lot of people need to do, is think about the big picture. You know, you could be wanting to quit because you're not getting picked up fast enough for your trainer. You know, throw that thinking out long term. You can't be thinking about everything short term. You know, I mean, most of you guys are probably in your 20s, maybe 30s, maybe a few stragglers out there in their 40s and 50s. But I mean, once you start looking at things down the road, I mean, what is sitting an extra 2 weeks in the scheme of a truck driving career? You know, so just wanted to put that out there, because I'm just sitting here looking at a lot of people that are just getting into this, and I know that each and every one of them that's sitting out here is going to be in a situation that's going to challenge them. You know, one of my last students, or excuse me, I only trained 2. My last student, I just remember that one of his early drive shifts was driving through Southern California, and you know, I didn't ask him if he was thinking about quitting or anything like that, but I certainly know that he was not comfortable in that situation. And as a trainer, neither was I. But, you know, you got to go through those. You know, it's putting yourself through those situations that makes everything easier down the road. You know, so don't quit. Don't give up. It gets easier. Like I said, this, you know, to me, I could go out and tear up this truck or trailer or whatever tomorrow, and I still stand by the fact that it's really, you know, it's a job that really doesn't take a lot of, it really doesn't drain you too much. The job itself, the lifestyle, I think, is somewhat straining, and that may be the hardest part about this job. You know, I've heard people leaving this job to just because they couldn't take the being out on the road all this amount of time. And trust me, I understand that completely. But sometimes you're jumping out of the fire into the frying pan. You know, I do know somebody that left, not Prime, over-the-road company soon after he got his license, went local, and ended up having a lot of problems with that local job, because local jobs, you're hitting docks multiple times a day, depending on, you know, who you're driving for locally, and his skills were not at that point where he was able to hit all these docks all the time. And he went through a lot of stress before he actually got that down. But all you guys that are down here on the pad, coming into Prime, all that kind of stuff, stay motivated, man. I'm telling you, whether you plan on spending your career at Prime or you plan on using Prime as a stepping stone, you got to work your way through this process. Not, you know, every truck driver you see on the road that's a super trucker that's out there talking shit about how slow somebody's driving in bad weather, or you know, any of this shit that super truckers talk out on the road. You know, all those guys were in the same situation at one point. You know what I'm saying? So it does get better. Anyway, just want to throw that out there for maybe this video touches the right person at the right time that may be thinking about leaving or wondering if it's something that they can do. Sometimes just one person needs to watch the one right thing at the right time. So hopefully this does reach somebody. Outside of that, I think I might come back here, take a nap before I go to Walmart, run inside, take a shower here later on today, and Haven't even walked in the terminal yet. I've been here since yesterday. Go in there, maybe get my little, what is that? Service ring, safety service award ring, and buy a few items at the company store, and then just relax, see what they got to eat in there and whatnot. I'd like to thank you guys for stopping by No Hippie Trucking Transportation. Let me ramble again. I appreciate it. Comment, subscribe, and I'm out.